Yeah, Kelsey, Mel, it was an emotional experience, even as a bystander just watching with the media over here. We could only see from a distance. I know at home you could probably see much better, but when the president and the first lady got out of their vehicle and they walked toward, you could just see it in their body language as they walked toward that memorial. They saw the flowers, they saw the cards, those cards individualized to those people, the 10 victims that we so tragically lost senselessly in this situation. They were able to be on site right by the Tops. They were off to the right of it. They were able to see the Tops parking lot blocked off with the yellow tape and really feel the emotion that all of us in Buffalo have been grappling with over the past couple of days or so. It was really an incredible sight to see them here in Buffalo. Their motorcade went right behind me. I got to see him inside the limo. I saw his face. I don't know if he saw me. I don't think he did, but it was just a really incredible moment to be able to see him up close, even just for a second here in Buffalo. And it really just speaks to the impact this has made, not only on our Buffalo community, but on the entire United States. I just want to let you know I did lose my connection. I can't hear you guys anymore. F2 must have gone out, but I will continue talking and let you know what else I saw here. I believe they're going to try to fix that.
Yes, Gabby, we can hear.
I'm not hearing you anymore. But I wanted to go into a little bit of the investigation as I may. Got you back now, I'm hearing you again. The investigation, the latest on that, and I lost you again, but we will continue going here. The latest on the investigation was on, we have learned a couple of new things today. The suspect, he came here sooner than what we had first been told. We thought that he just came here on Friday, but Commissioner Gramalia, he told us that that suspect had been here in March. That was something that was new to all of us and new to the investigation, and something that they are going to continue to look into. Of course, we're not sure if that is all connected, but that is something they will be certainly keeping an eye on. But I don't want to spend much time talking about the shooter today. I want to spend more time talking about the victims. There are so many families that are hurting right now, and we do believe that they are talking to President Biden and the First Lady Jill right now, and really sharing those moments and being able to talk to the President of the United States about their mother, their sister, their friend. It's just an incredible experience for them, I'm sure, to be able to share their sorrows and grieving with the President and the First Lady.
And Gabby, I don't know if you can hear me right now, but we are taking a look at our screen here where we are seeing the list of victims. I'm going to go over their names as we see them on our screen. Celestine Cheney, Roberta Drury, Andre McNeil, Catherine Massey, Margus Morrison, Hayward Patterson, Aaron Salter, Geraldine Talley, Ruth Whitfield, and Pearl Young. So those are 10 families there. And
yes,
we know 3 additional people were injured. 2 are still in the hospital. But 10 families who will be sharing their thoughts with the President of the United States this afternoon, or rather this morning, and speaking with them. And the President, as we've been mentioning, Gabby, learning their stories.
Yes, and I do hear you now. We have learned some of their stories. We've been able to tell you at home some of their stories. Ruth Whitfield's really has stuck with me. She was just shopping, you know. She just had seen the love of her life at a nursing home. She's seen him every single day for the past decade nearly. She was just stopping at Tops before going home, and her life was so senselessly taken away from her and her family. Something that really stuck with me is that the family has been unable to tell her husband in the nursing home. They don't know if he can take that kind of information, that the love of his life is forever gone, let alone the way she so tragically and senselessly died. That was one of the many stories that we've been hearing that has just, it really makes you think, and it really makes you want to hug your own mother, because it is just such a senseless situation.
It is. And Gabby, we've heard other stories. Andre McNeil, who we're seeing on the screen right now at the top, he was at the Tops to buy his son a birthday cake. I mean, you're hearing the reasons why these people are at the store, some of them just doing their weekly shopping. But when you hear that somebody was there to buy their 3-year-old son a birthday cake and they were murdered, it just leaves you at a loss for words. Marcus Morrison doing something similar, getting dinner for his wife and daughters on a movie night, something they did every week. And he was getting chicken and salad and calling his wife to tell her they were out of a specific ingredient. And
Roberta Drury, the youngest of victims, 32 years old. She was in the area helping a brother who has cancer and had a bone marrow transplant.
Yeah.
It's devastating.
And we're seeing the photo of Aaron Salter, of course, the security guard who we are hearing so much about, and a former police lieutenant with the Buffalo Police Department. Gabby, I know that the president has left that specific area. Can you tell us what the scene is like right now? Can you tell us about kind of what you're seeing?
Yeah, there's still a lot of police presence here. There's a lot of media here as well. The road's still blocked off to the side of Jefferson and Riley. And there's a crowd of people here that are maybe thinking, the president's around this area. I want to be around. I want to maybe get a glimpse of him. You can see that still the memorials are on site here as well. And he did get to see one of those and really take it in, really get the feeling of what all of us are going through here in Buffalo. Our community shaken by this over the past 3 days, and our community has been able to pay their respects. Then today, the president able to pay his respects with the First Lady. I did want to go into a story of hope. I know we're talking about a lot of sad stories here, but Zaire, Zanetta Everhart's son, he had an incredible story of survival. And that is something that I think we need to touch on. He was shot through the neck. The bullet went right through his neck, and he's here to talk about it today. Somebody was looking out for him, and I mean, what a scary situation for him to go through. We've heard from his mother, Zanetta. She really gave such incredible perspective on this entire situation. And that's one story that I'm so happy to say that he is here with us today.
Yeah, a truly incredible story of survival, Gabby. We talk about the emotional weight that these people will carry, and physical also. He has shrapnel in his neck. But a lot of these people that we are still hearing their stories were hiding in the grocery store. They were hiding in freezers, in aisles, taking cover for their life. A lot of these people didn't even see the bullets coming their way. That's how horrible this situation was.
Yes, it is unbelievably traumatic, not only for the people that were involved and in the store, but for our community and for our Black community. It says something for people to be afraid to go into a store, for someone to feel like they can't even go shopping. We need to make a change, and I know that so many of our local officials are saying they are standing united together. A lot of legislation potentially being moved into place after this situation to stop the hatred.
The AP came out with a photo here of the president and first lady looking at the memorial, and you can see the anguish in the president's face. He has his hand in his face, looks like he's about to cry looking at the memorial. Gabby, you were down there when the president visited. For people who weren't watching, how long was he down there visiting the memorials around the tops on Jefferson?
I would say he was here for about 10 to 15 minutes, really taking it all in. The mayor was with him as well, and a couple other local officials were also by his side talking to him. We obviously couldn't hear him from where we are, but we could see the body language, as I mentioned. And I know that in that picture, you can probably see the emotion on his face. Really taking it in for the first time, being here just feet away from where such a horrific situation happened, where 10 people were killed right here in Buffalo, New York.
And Gabby, I know that you have been out at the scene every day since this tragedy has happened. You've been speaking with certain people. Have you heard anybody say anything about today and anticipating that the president's visit? I know you're kind of in a specific area there with the media. You're not kind of around people on the streets. But what have you been hearing over the past couple of days, specifically on those streets?
Yeah, so being with the media today, not so much, but even just on social media, people have reached out to me wondering where the president's going to be, hoping they can get a glimpse of him and really the honor of him being here. I think it says something that he came to honor those 10 people whose lives were so tragically lost, the 13 people shot in total, and all of their families, to really be able to hear their stories, to hear the person that their mother was, the person that their brother was, and hear more about their life and not focus on their tragic death, because that's what we want to remember. These people, they were the helpers, a teacher, a former security guard, a former police officer rather, who was now a security guard in his spare time helping out the community, who by chance also saved multiple people just by being in place here at the Tops. He saved multiple lives.